All right, short-term view for the stock market, SPX. Now you can get our full analysis if you go to FutureSpeak on Wednesdays, where we do a real deep dive into 24 different futures contracts. Here is the S&P 500, SPX, and you can see in here that as soon as I give it to you, that we have a more complex structure in here. We were looking for a low here to form at the 34.18 area. That is what we got, and now we are entering a period in the next day or so. Now this could break under here to 33.78 first. We don't really have a good anchor point, but then we think it's going to be rallying up here into the election day period right over there. Of course, in the beginning of the show, I talked about the earnings that are coming out on 10/29, and that could stop this upside move or accelerate the upside move. If the election news is good, well, could blow out up over here if they like it. If it gets underneath whatever low we make over here, that's going to be really negative. So it's really hard to make a big call right now, except that the bias does looks like it's going to be slightly to the upside, but we have no anchor yet in here. So we're going to just look for the potential for a test of that high at about 35.44 as something that is realistic. And if it starts to trade weaker in here and longer to the downside, it's going to set up scenarios that are really not very good. So we're going to call for a market that tries to make a bottom in here and then begins to move up into at least the next several days in here, and maybe more as we get into the election time. Hard to make a pretty big call. You want to learn about the cycle analysis, go to askSlim.com.